Truly diabolical.
Threw that Molotov cocktail through that window and said,
Kendrick was like, yo, this boring, bro. Y'all boring.
Boom,
All this
cut this
kumbaya
shit.
putting me to sleep. That's essentially what Kendrick's verse was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Rap Life Review is back. Low, Nadeska, and Ebro. We are here to discuss the goings-on in hip-hop, and man, we got some things. We'll start with the albums. Big Sean, single, Big Sean. How we feel about Precision? I liked it, and I liked the freestyle that he put out before that. I liked it.
I like it a lot.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Joyner Lucas album. Top 10 album on Apple Music charts right now. Salute to Joyner Lucas on there. NBA Youngboy, Conway the Machine, Simba, DMX, Logic, Twista. A lot of features on there, and I like Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked. What else can you say?
Yeah, I saw a clip of him recently. I think he was on Sway's show. Shout out to my brother Sway. Talking about being the best rapper. He was like, talking about how he doesn't consider himself the best or one of the best. He's really a fan of rappers.
Right.
Thinks he's great at what he's great at, but clearly goes on to articulate what Drake's great at and how he's not a multi-hyphenate artist, kind of like Drake with the singing and talks about Kendrick and all that. So clearly he kind of knows what he's great at in the ecosystem. But I appreciate that though, knowing your strengths, because ain't nobody out doing Joyner Lucas on the music videos.
No.
That's like, we know that to be the case. Like, he's gonna come with the visuals every time.
Yeah. I think Joyner Lucas is very self-aware. Like you say, he's a fan of the culture, and it shows in the music. It shows amongst his peers and who collaborates with him. So Joyner's in a very, very comfortable space creatively and just self-observant.
It's pretty solidified that this is very rare in hip hop in the last few years. There's consensus on the big three.
Yo, it's like you see the look in his eyes and you know.
How do we get there?
We didn't get there. You just
no, but I'm just saying.
How do we get there?
Because we were just talking about how Joyner knows what he's great at and knows that there's people that
are better.
That he thinks are better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than himself. Like, this is not a shot at him. But it's a rare moment in hip hop like this, and I look for this, where there's consensus. That there is 3 individuals that are considered the dominant forces in the game. I would even say 4, because I would put Nicki Minaj in there too, right?
Okay.
Right, like, but as far as the dudes, Kendrick, Cole, Drake.
Consensus.
Did you guys think it's a consensus? Like, all hip-hop agrees?
I thought we did until this weekend.
Why? What did you see?
Apparently there's no room for 3.
Well, no. That's Kendrick talking his shit. He's like, I'm the one. There is no big 3. It's just me.
No, so but it's hard to debate that. It would not be those 3.
Right.
If we're calculating all the metrics.
Well, and the reason I say that is because it's an opportune time for those that aren't a part of this consensus to maybe not insert themselves in said conversation.
I think Big Sean should.
Whoa. Why?
I think he's capable.
Okay.
Of doing the things that these guys are really good at doing.
Okay.
In regards to putting albums together, singles, freestyles, features, verses, storytelling. I think it's there. I mean, the numbers may not be as crazy, but I do think talent-wise it's there.
And do you think Big Sean thinks this?
I think he does. I really do. I think that the big 3 conversation, him being left out of it, I think it kind of riles him up.
Okay.
In a good way to compete. And I think that's good for him and it's good for the game. Personally.
But you wouldn't suggest that he insert himself into said fray.
If you feel like you can step up to the plate.
You feeling froggy?
If you're feeling froggy and you can outleap
I
some of these.
I don't know how we got here. This is not
you don't know.
For the audience, this is not where I was taking this.
So he says.
We're talking about Joyner Lucas.
Nothing to do with Big Sean.
We're talking about Joyner Lucas and he goes consensus.
It's crazy how it unfolds, and then you can still spin it afterwards.
Yeah, like...
What, you guys thought I was going to say Big Sean should put himself in... I was trying to establish that it's a good time for everybody to sit back and watch where this movie goes. That's really all I was trying to establish.
And then somehow you got caught in a trap here.
I got caught in a trap,
Yikes. All right, so...
Well, I still stand on what I said.
What do you guys think in the comments, I guess, would be
I stand
on. Big Sean is obviously capable. It's just... inserting
Now's
himself.
Not the time?
It's absolutely not the time. He has very little to gain.
Well, and also he's in, I mean, why would you even, when your life is as great as Big Sean's?
Exactly.
Why would you even entertain all of it? Because this is chaotic. What's going, and we'll get to the Drake, Kendrick Cole, because there is the big three convo, but then there's also the Drake and Future convo, which is seem like a separate kind of
over a chick, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Exactly, but that's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Which then takes me to, is this Metro Boomin Future album like, hey, anybody that dislikes Drake, jump on this project with us because we riding out. Pick a side.
This is. Are we just gonna get there? Let's just get there. Like,
Well, no, we got other things we got to deal with. Shout out to Tyla, she's got an album out. Sir's
Hey,
got
bro,
an album out. And Dr. Dre announces that Eminem and Snoop Dogg are working on albums.
You said you was looking forward to an Eminem album, right?
I'm always looking forward to an Eminem album. He cares about rapping. I like to hear him rap. Whether or not I like the albums and the cohesiveness of the albums, or if there's songs in there, you know, at this stage in his career could be hit and miss. But like, I would be like, if Eminem was like, listen, I'm only working with like Alchemist and Havoc and like, you know, that kind of Pete Rock, Premier. If I got like an Eminem album like that, y'all wouldn't be excited to see where that would go?
I would love somebody to challenge Eminem to just have a little more fun and be a little bit less clinical with the raps.
Okay.
From someone who's been a long-time fan of him.
Got it.
I think he's excellent, and
like the rap
I feel like he's always he's always
too
rapping still like he has a lot to prove. I think there's nothing left to prove. I would love to hear him, like you said, pair up with one producer, have a different sound, and like it doesn't have to be as mind-bending. I also just want to see him have fun. I think that would be great. There's a lot in the world we need to laugh at right now.
Maybe his mind-bending, you know, lyrical, spherical, you know, medicinals is where he has fun at.
You know, I could just throw it out there and hope.
I mean, listen, why not? So now let's get to it. Future and Metro Boomin, #1 album in Apple Music. It is entitled, We Don't Trust You. The title track, We Don't Trust You.
Yeah, just in case you didn't understand what the title meant, just get into the first track.
I would like to read an excerpt.
The second verse?
From the lyrics of We Don't Trust You.
Let me guess, We Don't Trust You?
It starts with some sort of chant that says, fake written all over you, hate written all over you, which is repeated for several stanzas. Is that what that's called?
Stanzas?
Stanzas.
Okay.
All right. Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within, which is a sample of another song on there. Then he gets back to calling somebody fake and a hater. But then when he gets to rapping, Future says, we don't trust you. You my #1 fan, dog. Sneak dissing, I don't understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed, dog. I don't need another fake friend, dog. I took it as he was talking specifically and directly to Drake, who just had an album, For All the Dogs.
Consensus.
We all agree. The internet agrees.
There's literally nothing to debate there.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Okay, just making
clear.
sure. So this album is a dedication to Drake, is what we should take from this.
I don't want to say the whole album, but a good chunk
the theme,
of it.
the general theme.
Yeah.
The theme.
And we should also look at the Metro Boomin Drake exchange during the Grammys as something that clearly it was already there. Because Metro Boomin put out the tweet not giving a fuck about how Drake felt about it.
Yeah.
There was an exchange.
Right.
But I did not know about, I didn't put together like what would Pluto do off the Future album. I mean, off the Drake For All the Dogs. I didn't put together that sounds like Drake is actually taking shots.
That just caught up with me as all this was unfolding.
So you're the same as me, where you were like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Because when I first listened to it, when the album came out, not knowing that they had an issue for real, I thought he was just talking, you know, that's my boy.
Just giving
Pluto.
props, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
100%.
But now with this lens.
Wow. This is so diabolical. It's like Kendrick couldn't have picked a crazier place to get this one off.
More poignant.
And this has been building for what, a decade now? He has been calling him out for a decade?
All right, so run us through this timeline.
Oh, you do actually want to hear about my little timeline. All right, so you guys remember they collaborated, of course, on Take Care. Yeah. At that point, things were all good. Then Kendrick dropped Control. Of course, a lot of people felt away. A lot of people responded. But you know who didn't respond? Sorry.
I just want to add to the Control piece. That was actually a Big Sean song, correct?
Yeah. Sorry, Big Sean dropped the verse.
Which is even more when you use the word diabolical for this man to go, I think Big Sean should jump into this conversation. Which at that time, Big Sean was in his feelings that Kendrick, like, wow.
compete. That's my biggest theory.
Now back to your timeline.
Why can't people compete?
Hey, man.
The fuck?
Now's not the time, my guy.
It's definitely not the time. It's definitely not the time.
You really don't want him in that battle.
He just doesn't need this energy right now. I feel like we are possibly on the brink of getting one of the best rap battle matchups in history, and I feel like it has nothing to do with Big Sean. He's like undecided. Are you kidding me?
History?
Drake has finally met his match here, but we can get into that. Let me just.
No, Drake already met his match.
Yeah, Drake already met his Pusha T. Yeah.
But
Wait. I need to clarify that. I need to clarify that. Where Meek didn't have even the mental clarity to be like a fair matchup.
Yeah.
Pusha, of course, had the talent, but I feel like there was so much bad blood around the two of them, and it got so personal outside of the music that it seems like this might be the first time. This doesn't have to get like on some like personal family exposing kid shit.
Well,
it could just be
point,
amazing on some other diabolical, I'm gonna rap on someone I thought was your man's album and it's.
Well, and to your point, to agree with you, the fact that they are the
big three,
big three, they're all marquee names.
Yeah.
Pusha T is from a different era.
Yeah.
Having a mix up with Drake, it was easy for fans to be like, you old, this forces individuals to actually go, okay, these are pound for pound.
This is the one.
Same weight class.
Yeah. Y'all have to know I never mean any disrespect to Pusha T.
No,
I love that man.
I don't think that. I love that. To your point, I think this shapes up as a different level of marquee and level. What's that called? Yeah, like I said, same weight class.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I forgot in 2013 when Kendrick did the Cypher at BET Hip Hop Awards, he called out Drake again, remember?
Yeah, he did. Pajama
For non-response,
clothes.
exactly. He said talk a sensitive rapper back into his pajama clothes, right?
Which was based on Drake being sensitive about Kendrick's verse on Control.
But behind the scenes, because we never heard anything about it. So apparently that really, really caused a problem. And then Drake on Nothing Was the Same on the language, he basically said, whatever, he's not gonna react to anybody talking shit just to get a reaction. Fuck going platinum. I looked at my wrist, it's already platinum. And people felt like you were talking about Good Kid, Mad City going platinum around that time.
Okay.
Then on King Kunta, another one, then we had some rapper with the ghostwriter, What the Fuck Happened? Because this was about the time, if you're reading this, it's too late, I come out, the ghostwriter thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quentin Miller, man, wherever you are. I heard you got a Grammy recently, man. Hold your head, bro. He's a nice guy, man. He's doing his thing.
All right, 2015, Drake give us a verse on 100 from the Game, 100. Reference, if I didn't go pop and I stayed on some conscious shit, basically I would have all your fans. All right, so coming off 2015, Kendrick drops a verse on Dre's track Deep Water, another reference to Starting from the Bottom. They're shitting on each other for some time now on 4 p.m. in Calabasas. Oof. This was an interesting one because Drake wanted to remind everybody that he took Rocky and Kendrick on tour at that point. It wasn't even necessarily a diss, just like a little bro kind of move.
Yeah.
Kendrick get back again on the Heart Part 4, and then we get to First Person Shooter. Right. So, in summary, Kendrick has been waiting a long time for this man to just take a direct shot and stop with the subliminal shit.
Now,
yes.
Other than what Cole said on First Person Shooter,
he caught a stray,
which was about,
the big three.
The big three.
Then he said, I feel like Muhammad Ali.
Which doesn't really feel like a shot.
No.
But it's kind of like, we the big three, but I got to put myself at the top.
Right.
But he's saying that on a record with Drake. So I don't think Kendrick so much feels any type of way about that. As much as I think Kendrick is like, yo, you really running around with this dude, Drake. I don't really fuck with bro. And in Kendrick's verse on Like That, he basically is like, yo, I'm paranoid. And this ain't meant for you, but I need to know what side you on.
Clearly
so until further notice,
clearly he's on.
Ain't no big three. It's just me. I gotta see where you at with this. That's how I took Drake to Cole on this. Right? Kendrick and Cole on this.
Yeah.
Right? But the Kendrick Drake piece,
which
we ran down the timeline.
That's more of the storyline that we've been waiting for. I think this is the time where we see who's made of what, who can last longer, who can deliver the more potent shots, what they mean in hindsight, and who's going to come out unscathed. And I'm putting my money on Kendrick.
But now we don't know when this is going to be decided.
Yeah, we don't.
This could play out for the next decade. We don't know. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, as a fan, I am happy, so happy.
This is great to see.
I'm thrilled
Yep.
at the fact that Kendrick and hopefully Drake and Cole, for whatever you know it's worth, hopefully want to lean in this moment in some way, shape, or form. Because we are at a time where, you know, these are the guys that can keep this shit interesting. These are the guys that can inspire people to rap. These are the guys that can inspire a next generation of individuals to want to rap and create, right? Because we have lived at a time in the music business as fans of the music where things are samey, people sound alike, people are chasing TikToks, people are, you know what I mean? But actually building a career like these individuals, all three of them have done over an extended period of time with radio hits and tours and moments and, you know, crafting great songs. I think it's great that Kendrick was like, you know what?
Fuck all that. Fuck all that.
Oh, truly diabolical.
Threw that Molotov cocktail through that window.
Kendrick was like, yo, this shit's boring, bro. Y'all boring. Let's go.
Boom,
all this kumbaya shit put me to sleep. That's essentially what Kendrick's verse was, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering is when Drake responds, or if maybe he chooses not to, which would be nuts.
He gotta respond.
There's no.
Who?
Drake gotta respond. Drake has to respond.
Do you just disagree?
I honestly, I don't know.
Consensus?
I don't know.
It's been consensus.
Has to
No.
respond.
Let me say it this way. Yes, I agree. I just don't. I'm not quite sure if I'm him how I do it. Like, do I do it when I jump on a feature with somebody real quick and throw a jab and see if I could bait Kendrick out more? Because once again, Kendrick only come outside once in a while.
Which is exactly what I'm wondering.
Also coming off Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers where everybody was like, nobody want a therapy hip-hop album, all this other punk ass shit, because they want to actually listen to some dense work. Now Kendrick got to feel like, oh, okay, that's how y'all felt about that. Let me get back in the, you know what I'm saying?
Let me get back in the arena.
And go. So Kendrick's, I think, to some degree, looking for an opportunity to mix it up and keep it interesting, even for his own. Even if this isn't even really how Kendrick feels deep down inside.
100% it's how he feels.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, it's a great marketing moment also. You know what I'm saying? It's a great opportunistic moment on some WWE shit for him to run down the ramp and fucking slide under the rope and hit everybody with the Stone Cold Stunner.
Would he have not done this if Future and Metro didn't hit him up? Did the stars just align? Would he have just
So what, you think Metro was like, yo,
so
check this out, I'm putting out this album. We don't really fuck with Drake no more. We don't know if you fuck with Drake either. Why don't you jump and put a verse on here?
Yes.
That's exactly what the phone call was.
Yo, check this out, fam. We ain't fucking with bro no more. Get on this album.
because otherwise, Kendrick could have at any point
That's how fast
just dropped his own. He could have dropped his own record and it would have been just as big, just less diabolical. But the fact that it came now, maybe he would have just minded his business. Anyway, what I wanted to say to your point.
I actually made a phone thing. You know it was a text. It wasn't a phone call. You know it was a text.
Nah,
hey, yo, bro, we don't fuck with bro no more. Pull up. If y'all got that text, share it, please. Please.
That's going to be part of the rollout.
Was it a text?
But listen,
was it?
Do we think this caught Drake completely by surprise?
Yes.
Did he have a hint that this was coming? And even if it did, do we feel like he would be starting from scratch with a Kendrick diss? I doubt it. I'm sure he's played this out in his head hundreds of times.
I don't think he knew. I don't think he understood it was going to come out like this, though.
But I'm sure he has some sort of groundwork, some foundation. You know what I mean?
But now it has to start from.
So it's an opportune time
Yeah.
for us to play a clip of Drake talking to our very own Zane Lowe. All the way back in 2016, Drake, to your point, did he see it coming? How much have we heard about from Drake or things happening to Drake, the DJ drama shit, the dude, T.I.'s friend peeing on his leg in the bathroom, and, you know, all of these different ways that people have tried to disrespect Drake in the game.
That one made it into the recap.
Yeah, that makes it into the recap?
No, I'm just saying of Drake, watch the clip of Zayn, with him and Zayn. He's literally like, yo, I don't have any friends in this industry. Like, nobody really fucks with me like that.
You know, these fly-by-night people that you just come across. I mean, they're all not to be trusted. I don't trust none of them. You know, it's like I'm not naive. I'm not out here being like, yo, it's not buddy, man. This is war, man. You know, just like anything else. It's like sports, just like whatever it is. If you're in accounting, I treat this shit, we're playing for keeps, bro. you know? I'm not here to like, it's not a joke thing to me, you know? So, I mean, yeah, I've seen people I would never expect, people I've had the utmost respect for, do foul shit, you know? Try and, if they could have their way, I'd be on the street corner with me and all these guys in this room and my family, and we'd never to be heard from again, you know, if they had their way.
That's 2016. So to your point, is he ready? I have to assume.
Okay, first of all, all of this I'm sure is true. The point where Drake is, I'm sure he's seen a lot of fucked up shit. Kendrick didn't do any of this to him.
Like,
No, I'm not saying it's Kendrick. You're saying, is he ready for this moment?
Oh, and
is he ready for individuals that he knows are waiting for him? Does he have maybe bars and things that he's kind of been like, oh, if he do this,
Man, I imagine him unlocking
possible.
the secret file cabinet and pulling out the Kendrick file. He definitely has some shit in there ready. Now he just has to put the pieces
is this file
together.
in the same room where he keeps the Birkin bags for the girls?
Yes. Exactly. You already know.
Just wondering.
What's the code to get into that room,
you
bro?
have to assume.
day.
You have to assume that Drake has been playing this out in his head, how it was gonna happen, when it was gonna happen, if it was gonna happen, and I think the fact that it happened on this album adds more weight to it because now there are more things he has to address. Going back in time, looking at that timeline, he's got to go back through all of that, then figure out what the hell's going on with him in Future. Then figure out what the hell was going on with him in Metro. So he has his work cut out for him.
You think he doesn't know what's going on?
I mean, I do, but like, how are you gonna play it out?
The only thing I want, if I'm on Drake's team, the only thing I would encourage them to pay attention to is not so much, yes, how he's gonna deal, what the bars are gonna be, making the music, et cetera, but between Future, Metro, Kendrick, they're going to have hip hop core. Drake, remember, has become a pop star.
Yeah.
So much so that at a recent show, Drake brought out Lil Wayne and was mad at his audience that they didn't show Lil Wayne enough love.
Right.
Wow.
Now, that might have been that city. Not saying that's all the Drake fan base, but we do know that Drake is, as far as biggest numbers-wise, the biggest in the game. We can all agree.
Yeah.
There's a consensus on that, right? And so when you get that large, your fan base gets so expansive that it's tough to drill down and be specific to the core. Look, we love the Scary Hours Deluxe, whatever that thing was that was added on to the For All the Dogs.
The 6 records,
Right? We loved it. But it didn't move around like with Drake fans and the fan base like some of his other shit.
That's the beauty of,
No, it is the beauty, but it's also the Achilles heel.
It's the gift and the curse.
Right?
I see what you mean. I think
that like when Kendrick drops, he's gonna get that core hip hop fan base,
But
whether
Drake
they like it or not.
But Drake still has that. Drake still has that core fan base that gives a fuck about how he raps, who he raps to, and with or against.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that do give a fuck about that.
It's
Me
true.
included.
But I'm saying
us
that's what
included.
that's what
think
he's
the
got to pay
Future-
attention to, though.
Yeah, losing-
That's
But
what
he's not gonna lose a sector of his fans because
No,
he
I'm
has,
not saying lose. I'm just saying in the battle, he's got to make sure that he's
this is not for them.
Right, but to what you normally scream about with Drake here on this platform is about him not making that quintessential hip hop thing. He's being forced by this moment in time to actually focus, if he cares enough, on this hip hop thing.
I think he does. And even though he does those speeches every night after his shows, I think that energy was coming from that.
So here's the clip Lowe's referencing, which is being framed on the internet as if Drake is responding to the Kendrick thing, but he does this every night. Maybe not with this same level of venom, but this little spiel happens.
A lot of people ask me how I'm feeling. I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. And listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling about your fucking self. Cause you know how I'm feeling? I got my fucking head up high, my back straight. I'm 10 fucking toes down in Florida or anywhere else I go. And I know that no matter what, it's not a I want you to walk out of here tonight.
The internet's taking that, saying that's his response to Kendrick.
Which is not.
But you're saying that there's some energy in there that is for this moment.
There's that felt like I'm talking to him. That, like, he didn't have to say his name. That felt like he was talking directly to him.
Do you think there's any part of this that brings him joy?
Yeah.
Didn't he say he felt like the most inspired when he dropped Scary Hours, the deluxe, because people were talking so much shit that he got in there and just gave us an excellent project? So this is actually like a great moment for him, right?
He's waiting for this.
So this is great for us all then.
It's a ride.
Everybody's happy. Kendrick's happy.
Except Big Sean.
Yo, bro, come on,
I'm
man.
just playing with you.
Man,
come on,
my
man.
bro
Like
like that, man. He's happy,
No,
man. You
I'm
see
just saying
his
to
wife, you
Lowe's
see
point.
his life, you see
Exactly,
his son.
exactly.
Come on, bro.
To Lowe's point, Big Sean should just drop
that?
a great album and have fun and like let them sort the shit out.
Now, I gotta say, I'm not sure Cole is happy about this. Not because he's required to do anything, because once again, I maintain this ain't really got nothing to do with him. Kendrick's just kind of like, I'm paranoid, so I need to know where you at, my bro. Like, I don't know if they actually got a thing. So I don't know if Cole, who's, you know, you represent the Cole faction here. You are the biggest Cole fan here on the couch.
So I think
Cole's
he's
never
only,
really been in a dust up with anybody. Nobody ever want to smoke with him.
which to the next point, if anybody wants to insert themselves in this situation, it should only be him. So how would this go down? So let's say Cole decided to respond and then Drake decided to respond. Are they responding together or is it separate and then together? So is Kendrick then just fighting both?
Drake
like this?
Drake got to take care of this by himself. Drake got to take this head on. Drake got to address this shit head on.
I'm excited to see, and y'all can leave your comments on what you think is going to play out here. I'll say it again. This is phenomenal marketing for hip hop. It's a great time. And
Wait, whose side you on?
Side? What do you mean side?
You not picking sides?
Nah, I ain't picking no fucking side. I don't even know if these dudes, none of these dudes like me like that. I don't fuck with them. Y'all make y'all records. Give a fuck.
I was just asking.
I mean, I think of any of the crews, maybe I'm coolest with Kendrick and them's crew. Shout out to Dave Free and everybody over there and all them cats. Them is the homies. But, you know, and Ibrahim on J.Cole's side. But I you know.
Yeah, no, just asking.
I think the last time I seen Cole at an event, I walked up and said hi to me. He was looking at me like I was not even standing there. So I don't even know if we cool, but I love his albums and I love his music.
Well, damn.
May the best MC prevail. Yeah, that's really what I want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see.
Cole just dropped the verse at Dreamville. Dreamville Fest is coming up.
Yeah.
Soon.
We'll see.
I think. And isn't there rumors of a Cole album this year?
Rumors, yes.
There's been rumors of a Baby Keem Kendrick collab project
Things
for
are coming.
a while.
Things are coming.
Yo, this is turning out to be possibly one of the most exciting years we've seen in rap in like 5 years. After all this complaining about last year being dry, this is so great.
Thank you, Kendrick.
So great.
So on
Thank
the
you,
picking
Future.
sides, you
Thank
picking
you,
sides?
Metro.
Yeah, I'm a. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna seem like I'm hating. So no, I just want to see a good battle.
Well, what were you gonna say?
Kendrick.
Why?
I just like the energy that he's giving off right now.
Well, because you know unequivocally,
Yeah.
out of any of the three, Kendrick's with the shits.
With
which
these
you
shits.
as a hip hop fan
Love
love
the shits.
But that's not even like you're saying Kendrick's your favorite artist.
No,
or
no,
anything.
no, no,
You're
no.
just
I
saying
just know he's
you
with
know in a battle,
He's
Kendrick
with it.
is not going to let any of us down.
Yep.
There is not gonna be the big homie writing a letter trying to bail him out. There ain't gonna be any kumbayas and all this other punk ass shit. He gonna be like, I'm with the shits. Do.
That's what I want to see.
It's Rap Life Review for Nadeska and Low. I'm Ebro, and we'll see y'all next week. Leave your comments. Thanks for watching.
What's good? Nadeska here. If you made it through that entire episode of the Rap Life Review, that means you're really a fan. Hit that like button so we know it's real. Subscribe if you never want to miss an episode. And of course, if you really have something to say, drop a comment and we'll hit you back on next week's episode.